You guys, this was my face through the entirety of this episode. Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today I'm covering Real Housewives of New York Season 3, Episode 7, New Girl, Old Money. I am loving this season. This episode has reinvigorated me. I love it. This is where we meet Sonja. Can you believe it? And this is where we see the infamous Ramona catwalk. I cannot wait to talk about it. Let's get into it. So we start off the episode at Sonja's townhouse, the infamous townhouse. Lou is there, and I just love seeing the interior. This is before, of course, now she's redone it. But this, so Sonja, seeing her enter like this. And look at her, look how young she looks. This is before she got her teeth fixed, sorry. So there's this whole thing with Sonja, and she's a sex pot, and she loves to talk about men, and she's vivacious. It's just so funny to see. So she's saying, I knew you would look great, so I had to try. And of course, Lou eats that shit up. Lou is there to get the donations for the charity, and Sonja just calls up one of her interns, and magically all these clothes appear in the elevator. Now, what's funny here is one of her outfits has a tag on it, and she acts like, I can't believe I left the tag on that. And, of course, now we know that's just what she does. She leaves the tags on everything and then wears the clothes with the tags on. We go over to Bobby and Jill's, and this makes me miss New York. I love their pizza. They're having a nice slice of pizza, they're talking, and I always love this about Bobby. Even when Jill was wrong, Bobby had her back. So that's basically what's happening here. She's talking about what's going on and what's going on with Bethenny. And Bobby says, well, Bethenny gave him a letter, which was nice. Basically saying she was sorry, and if she had known how bad his cancer treatment over the summer was, she would have called. And Jill says, she didn't write me a letter. Wow. Then we go over to Bethenny. She is she's an ambassador for Pepperidge Farm. Alex meets up with her. And these are just iconic scenes to me. I remember this. I remember watching this the first time and how I felt. It's cool to see these two have a good friendship. Bethenny is able to confide in her and tell her that her dad didn't want to see her when she went to LA. And she talks about, went to talk to Jill and how that all went, and how Lou kept saying, we need to leave, darling, and kept interrupting so they couldn't really have a talk, and realizing just none of this nonsense is important because too much is going on in her life right now. Then we see Lou arrive like this, and she reminds us about this countess stuff, and it cracks me up. She's riding up on a rickshaw, and Jill says, since we don't have royalty in the United States, this is how the countess should arrive. Again, Lou eats this shit up. So they take a walk around Central Park, and Jill, being Jewish, explains what Yom Kippur is, and it's about forgiveness. She's thinking about the relationship with Bethenny and says she's still holding on. I don't know. That's for the camera. She doesn't seem to be into the relationship. Every time Bethenny tries with her, we see her just escape. But I think she's realizing maybe how she's coming across, so she's trying to say, maybe it'll work out. Then we see Lou changing gears and talking about meeting a younger French guy. Ooh la la. This is where we start to hear about Jacques. Funny enough, the psychic said it was going to be a guy with a name that starts with J. And Lou says he's tall, thin, and Jewish. And then, Jill is encouraging her because Bobby's Jewish, and she says Jewish men are great. Marry him. And Lou says Alex, her ex-husband, would have a stroke. What? Then we see one of the most cringy things we could possibly see on TV, and it brings back memories of Tamara getting in the tub with Eddie. I don't understand why these women do scenes like this. So Ramona's waiting in her slip or her lingerie or whatever and doing this interview looking like this, and Mario comes home, sleazebag. So she's in her lingerie and got champagne, and she's saying their relationship is special, and Mario and her are very lucky, and they're happy, and they're still attracted to each other. I think we should renew our vows and make another commitment to each other. Of course, remember, this is Not long after this is where we find out Mario's been cheating on her. The renewal of the vows, usually on reality TV, is a kiss of death, so this does not help that. Then we see them go off into the bedroom together. Blah. Then we go over to the Brooklyn fashion event where Alex is setting up and making sure everything's ready to go. Oh, this is just priceless. Ramona arrives with a bag. What did she bring in her bag? A wine bottle and some glasses. So that way she can have her Pinot Grigio right away. So there's her Pinot. She's having drinks with the designer of the event. Alex is getting ready, doing press. She's going to walk the show. Of course, Ramona is walking the show, which we will get into. And Kelly is walking the show as well. So Ramona's making a big deal, making it all about her backstage. Meanwhile, Jill arrives, and Jill's like, this is a disaster. What is this place? She goes to talk to Kelly. Kelly's not happy with Jill because of this email that Jill sent about making up with Bethenny. And Jill accuses Kelly of sending this tweet that's like a kiss-ass message to Bethenny. Kelly said, I wasn't kissing her ass. I was telling the world to leave me alone. And it's just interesting to see how Jill, again, is lining up her team. She doesn't want anybody to be on Bethenny's side. And heaven forbid they have their own opinion. She writes some nasty messages. So then Jill comes to talk to Ramona, and she says, your jewelry doesn't match. Your bra's sticking out. She talks about the bad fit of the clothes on the models. Oh my gosh, it's just so much wonderfulness back to back. I love it. So Ramona's completely freaking out behind the scenes. We got Jill and Simon sitting together, judging everybody as they walk past. Kelly comes out. Kelly's got an amazing body. Kelly says herself she doesn't love her shoulders. This cut is not flattering on her at all. It's kind of wild that they would put her in that dress. Alex walks out, and Jill talks about how mean she looks when she walks, and it is kind of funny. She's making like a serious mad face. And then Ramona. Oh, God, I love it. Can we just take a minute to look at Ramona and look at Jill's face watching Ramona? It's priceless. This face, the walk, the intensity. Holy cow. I don't even know how you make your eyes do that. Oh, Jill's face to Simon saying, what? She looks like an alien invaded her body. Simon saying, the eyes are popping. Jill to camera says she walks like a robot with her neck sticking out like a giraffe and her eyes are bulging. And it's just so funny. And Jill kept saying she looked like an idiot. Oh yeah, P.S. Something else that Jill said is when Alex walked out, she said, she has the body of a fashion model, maybe not the face. Damn, that is so shady. So then we go over to Bethenny's, and I remember this scene vividly too from back in the day. It was pretty shocking back then. Bethenny pulls out a pregnancy test and basically pees on it in front of the camera. You can see her backside and everything. But she's pregnant. She's excited. She's nervous. She's pregnant. And good for her. It's so exciting. Of course, they end up having Bryn, named for his brother that passed away. I believe his brother's name was Brian, so they named her Bryn. That's so sweet. But, yeah, so she's pregnant. She's calling Jason over and over. It keeps going to voicemail. And she's so funny in this scene because she keeps saying, pick up the phone, you're going to be a father. She yells at the lady on the voicemail, the automatic lady, that answers the voicemail. She's yelling at her. Oh, such a funny scene. Followed by another iconic scene. Jill is hosting an event for Kodak. It's the website relaunch. And Lou arrives, and they're all over each other. Lou's kissing her ass as usual. And Jill's like, everything you wear, I want. So they're kissing each other's ass. It's narcissistic at its finest. But Kelly arrives, and then Ramona comes in, and oh, God, here we go. So Ramona's already a little bit shit-canned, it seems. And she's saying, I just had a business meeting at Bloomingdale's. They're going to pick up my jewelry. Then she says, as a businesswoman, I want to ask you something. Why are you in business with Kodak? They're kind of an antiquated as a company. And Jill's like, are you kidding me? And Ramona says, well, I think they're antiquated. They're in trouble as a company. Oh my God. I mean, Ramona's not wrong, but to say that at somebody's event, like, could you imagine trashing their business deal at the event? Oh my gosh, Ramona. She just missed it, Jill, because Jill left the fashion show by snubbing. She didn't say goodbye or anything, she just left. And so this is Ramona's way of getting back, is to trash her business deal. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Ramona's an idiot. But yeah, it just, so many flashbacks to this season. So many wonderful things happening. It's hilarious. P.S. Look at this guy. This would so be me at the event. So Jill is beyond pissed and saying that Ramona should leave. And Ramona's like, sweetheart, I said. And Jill cuts her off and said, you should leave. And Lou walks up and Kelly walks up. And they're both like, what the hell are you doing? Lou, of course, is just glued to Jill's hip. So she'll do whatever Jill wants her to do. But it is funny to see Ramona has no self-awareness at all. And believe me, Jill and Lou really drive me crazy this season, but it's just hilarious. It's no self-awareness. Her new haircut has given her this new attitude, and it's so funny to watch. Kelly walks up, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? This is her business. This is her livelihood. And Ramona's like, this isn't her livelihood. She's fine. Meanwhile, Sonja arrives. It's so fun to see her meeting all the ladies. This is the first time she's meeting everybody. Of course, she knew Lou, but she had never met Jill before, so we get to see them meet for the first time. Jill's thinking, like, who do you know? How come we don't know each other? That sort of thing. So that's kind of funny to watch. So, again, it comes up that Lou and Sonja both dated this Max, but Sonja's talking about it freely, and I say Lou, I meant Kelly and Sonja both dated this Max, and Sonja talks about it freely, Kelly will not. It's really funny to see. So then it's time for speeches. Jill gets up there with the event host, a representative from Kodak. She's saying, thank you everybody for coming, everything's going fine. Ramona walks up and starts shit with Kelly, and it's so funny. Ramona tells Kelly to shut up. Kelly is trying to walk off. Ramona says, I can't talk to you. You have no brain. And Kelly does this impersonation of her saying, you have no brain. Ramona leaves the event in her caped mess, and Jill is just seething at this point. She said, I never expected Ramona to betray me like that. She tried to destroy my endorsement deal. And that is how the episode ends. So we see a flash to next week. We see Ramona talking to Avery about being her bridesmaid. Then we see Kelly with an event where Lou and Jill kind of run away from Bethenny, and it's awkward. Oh, you guys, I love this season. I hope you can hear the joy in my voice because I feel it. I love this. So much good stuff happens. We just don't get seasons like this anymore, do we? It's just so much good stuff. So much crazy stuff happens. I love it. I love watching it. I love talking about it. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this recap as much as I have. And I hope you have a fantastic week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.